This is your step-by-step guide to going from 0 to 20 push-ups fast. There are very few exercises that make you feel more badass than being able to bang out 20 push-ups no problem. But let's keep it a buck. Many people these days struggle with being able to do even 5. Now, I've been coaching people on how to complete a good-looking push-up for over 10 years, and I've developed a few tricks. And today I'm going to give you all my secrets. Step 1, don't start with the push-up. Now we know that the best way to get stronger at performing a particular exercise is through performing that particular exercise. But this presents a problem. Much like the pull-up, how do we get better at doing push-ups if we can't do push-ups at all? Well, you're gonna have to swallow your pride. Now I say this because our first step will be performing easier push-up variations like from a box or on your knees. I always would have clients/athletes of mine who couldn't perform push-ups with good form begin with push-ups from the knees. And there would always be some resistance here, especially from the dudes. But just like you might need to start with an assisted pull-up before you go to doing strict reps, it's a good idea to start with an easier variation of the exercise we are trying to get to ultimately. So here's how we are going to do this. So we've got multiple options with push-up variations that are easier than just the regular old from the toes push-up. Now, keep in mind, the higher up you go, the higher your torso is, the easier it is. So the easiest one would be on the wall. Just both feet flat or up on your toes, both hands on the wall, and perform a push-up there. And what you can do is over time, as the wall push-up gets easier, you can start transitioning lower and lower. So the next thing you would want to go to would be from a box, and you can go from the knees here or from the toes, but the easier one will be from the knees. And again, to reiterate the point, if you were to use a higher box or whatever it is that you have at home, it'd be a little bit easier. The higher, the easier. The lower, the more difficult. And then your final variation here would be a just knee from the push-up. Knee from the push-up, good Lord. From the knees, push-up. Like so. Here. And then go there. Now, I would say once you are able to do about 3 sets of 15 push-ups from the knees, then time to move on to the next thing. Next, we're going to work on a different exercise. Well, kind of different. The plank. Now, this might sound a bit strange in a push-up video, but if you look at the top of a plank, it is also the top of a push-up. So again, we're kind of matching our accessory or assistance exercises to the main exercise that we're trying to get better at. And if you have a weak abdomen or weak spinal erectors, what you'll often see is some of this action here, hyperextended spine. Now, obviously, this isn't gonna be good. You wanna be in this position here. So we wanna strengthen those muscles, and we're gonna use the same position from a push-up to strengthen those muscles. Again, there will be more crossover there because of that. So a set of 10 to 15 push-ups will take you maybe about 20 seconds. So we're gonna overshoot by a little bit and go for 30-second planks. All right, once you're good at about 3 sets of a 30-second plank, you can hold those no problem. Again, time to move on. I would perform each of these exercises on separate days. Now, the good thing here about this is you can do it from home, so you can do it at any time. For example, do your knee push-ups 3 sets to failure on Monday, and your hand plank 3 sets of 15 to 30 seconds on Tuesday. Once you have completed your 3 sets of 15 push-ups and your 3 sets of 30-second hand planks, time to move on to your next step. Step 2, adding weight. I think people wait a little bit too long to start adding weight to body weight exercises. We know from the research on strength that performing reps in the 2 to 6 rep range builds strength far faster than the higher rep ranges. So anytime we are pursuing strength, we want to be doing something on the heavy side. Even with an exercise like knee push-ups. We're gonna add weight onto our knee push-ups. Again, I know this might sound strange, but if we can get super strong at doing the knee push-ups, then when we transition to push-ups from the toes, they're gonna be no problem. So the way you're gonna do this, take your plate, go over your head, get it onto your upper back, and then take your position and you'll push up like normal from there. When you finish your set, go all the way, this is gonna mess up the mic, bear with me for a second, all the way to the floor and then roll. Let the plate slide off and boom, you're done. So your goal here is to get up to a roughly 25-pound plate, 20, maybe 25, 3 sets of 8. Once you're good with that, we're moving on. Step 3, making muscle gains. We also know from the research that a bigger muscle is a stronger muscle. The analogy I like to always use is that strength is kind of like a race car. Your nervous system is the driver and the engine is muscle size. We've already worked on training the driver of our race car by using exercises that are very similar to the push-up. But we also need to make sure that the muscles are growing. The involved muscles being the pecs, anterior delts, and the triceps. Pretty much any exercises that involve pushing in a horizontal plane will work here. You just need to make sure that you are training to near failure and slowly adding weight over time, aka progressively overloading. Step 4, the push-up itself. Now, I'm not gonna get super into the form here. If you wanna get into the form, I have a full form breakdown over there, or maybe it's over there, I'm not sure, it's on one of those sides. But what I am gonna talk about is frequency. So frequency is one of the best ways to get stronger really quickly. So you wanna be doing these push-ups, if you're trying to get to 20 as quickly as you can, do them regularly. I would say even every other day would work. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, maybe take the week off. And the other thing that you can do is, once you start getting between 6 and 10 comfortably, again, what I would do, start adding some weight on there. Even if it's just 5 pounds, 10 pounds, this will get you really strong in that lower rep range. And once you're super, Jesus Christ, I can't talk anymore, it's been a long day. Once you're really strong in that lower range, rep range, then when you go to doing them body weight, it's going to feel like nothing. And you will be doing 20 in no time. Here's what this would look like in a full-on program. That's it for today's video, folks. I hope that was helpful. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Check us out in your app store, Muscle Wiki, all one word. I'm Coach Ty, and I will see you with the next one. Deuces.